Hey guys, I hope you're having a great start to your week. I just wanted to pop in and kind of give you a little tutorial for this week's research assignment. This is an exciting week because we're going to kind of wrap up this unit and really take the skills that we've learned in reading and apply them to writing. So today we're specifically going to be focusing on how to brainstorm our topic. And we're also going to be working on how to organize our topic. And so our goal today is just to kind of think of some things that are interesting, narrow down our topic, and then come up with 3 big ideas or things that we would like to learn more about. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you're able to see the sheets a little bit better since I don't have an easel. And then we'll kind of talk about each one as well as talk about what the end product should look like. So this is the Brainstorm Your Topic sheet. Remember, you don't have to print this. You're able to just use notebook paper or scrap paper, even if it's the back of a piece of paper that you had in your packet, that's totally fine. But I just want to make sure that you understand printing isn't necessary. So this sheet is all about narrowing down the ideas that pop into your head. So we're going to think about some cool things that we want to learn about. I'm going to model how to narrow it down. And then from here, we're going to pick one thing that we want to focus on. So number 1 says, what is your favorite subject in school? What is your favorite topic within that subject? And what would you like to know more about? So my favorite subject in school would be reading. And my favorite topic would be probably just nonfiction. I would pick nonfiction. I know that may not be your first choice, but I love to read about things that are true. And I would like to learn more about endangered animals. So specifically, I might have to start my search with endangered animals to figure out which one that I would like to research. So that would be what I would like to learn more about. It says, number 2, it says, what are your hobbies? Which hobby would you like to know more about? Well, I have lots of hobbies. I like to read, I like to write, I like to travel, I like to shop, but I would have to pick one because it says, which hobby would you like to know more about? Might even like say that hiking or running or walking could be one. So I think for me, like I love to hike. I probably would pick hiking because it's something that I really could learn a lot about. There are lots of places that you can go and hike. And just also I could read about how to, train my body to, be successful on these hikes. So I would pick hiking. It says, are there any places in the world or different cultures that interest you? It's kind of interesting that this is one of the questions because recently I did one of those ancestry kits where you send off your DNA, and I found out that I'm actually 10% Portuguese. My whole life, my family told me you're English, you're Irish, you're German, but never in the world did anyone know that we were Portuguese. So I would love to research Portugal and just the culture there to learn a little bit more about my heritage. Number 4 says, is there anything happening in the news right now that interests you? I mean, obviously in the news right now, we have so much that we could focus on. I would be like wanting to research, is there, what are the methods that they're using to try to come up with a cure for COVID-19? Or what are some things that they're doing that are positive to try to help people? So maybe I would choose that. Number 5, what do you want to be when you grow up? And is there a career that you'd like to learn or know more about? Well, I am a grown-up, but I think there's always room for learning. And a career that really interests me is occupational therapy. My father had a stroke a few years back, and we thought he would need occupational therapy. And so I really would like to learn more about that. I know what the profession is, but I just want to know more specifics. So from there, you don't have this sheet, but you just kind of need to think about which one of those things do I want to write about the most. So for me, I talked about, Portugal. I talked about what's going on in the news. I talked about occupational therapy and my hobbies and favorite subjects. So now I'll just have to pick one. I'm going to probably pick Portugal. just because I want to learn about that country so that I can understand my family's heritage. So from here, we're going to go to a sheet that helps us kind of organize our thoughts, and it's called the Organize Your Research sheet. And you'll notice that there are 3 big ideas. So it'll say idea 1, idea 2, and idea 3. So I'm going to have to think about 3 different things that I want to learn about Portugal. And the first one that I would write on this line would be the food. I really would love to learn what they eat. And this is important because if I ever go there someday, I want to know the dishes that I should order. What are their specialty foods? And then it says, what information will I include? Well, of course, I'm going to, like I said, find out about their specialty foods, find out, what they eat for their holidays, what they eat on a regular basis. What are some of their staples? Do they eat a lot of rice? Do they eat a lot of pasta? Do they eat a lot of meat, or veggies, fruits? So I would want to know all about that. Idea number 2, I would want to know the fun things to do in Portugal. And this is important because, like I said, if I ever visit, I would like to know some fun things to do. So I'm going to research all about the fun activities and just maybe even some of the historical places that I could visit. Last, idea 3, I would like to learn about their history. And maybe when I'm writing my final copy, I'll put this as my first paragraph so people understand a little bit about Portugal first, and then I'll go into the food and the cool places to visit. But I just thought of it now, so I'm going to write it here. So I would write history. And why is this important? Well, I think if you're going to visit a country, it's really nice to know about their history. And then what information will I include? Well, are there any famous battles? Are there, is there anything specific about that country that I should know? So I will write that down. So this pretty much is what you're going to do today. Again, you're going to use these sheets, as a guide, but again, you can use notebook paper or anything to write your ideas down. Then from here, I just kind of want to show you what the final copy looks like. And I'll explain a little bit about topic, sentence, and details with this. So here's a sample essay written by someone about Taylor Swift. And when we write, we will be writing an introduction. As you see here, you'll have big idea 1 in your second paragraph. Oops. You'll have big idea number 2 in your third paragraph. Big idea number 3. Okay, in your fourth, and then last but not least, in your 5th paragraph, you'll have your conclusion. So let's just take a look at how this person decided to write their paper. And I'm sure they have a really creative way to start it. And they do. Look, they have a quote. So it says, no matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind. Taylor Swift. So it's actually a quote that she said. Taylor Swift's a popular singer-songwriter that has sold more than 40 million albums. Wow, that's a lot. She was born in Pennsylvania on December 13th, 1989, and currently lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Taylor Swift showed an interest in music at an early age, which led to her huge success in the music industry. Even with her extreme success, she still finds time to give back to the community in various ways. So I like how they started with a quote here. I'm also noticing that they kind of did that descriptive thing that we talked about when we did our text structures unit. They kind of just told a little bit of information about her. They told who she is. She's a songwriter. They gave you a few details about where she lives and, the start to her music career. And then they talk about how she kind of gives back. So I'm wondering if, these are some of the topics that might be mentioned in her paper. So let's see. It says Taylor Allison Swift began to show an interest in music at an extremely early age. She started singing publicly at the age of 10 and sang the national anthem at a Philadelphia 76ers game when she was only 11 years old. She then began to learn to play the guitar at the age of 12. In order to pursue her passion of music, her family visited Nashville, Tennessee frequently so that she could help to co-write songs and hopefully land a recording contract. Taylor also began to write and play her own songs. When she was 13 years old, her family moved to Nashville permanently so that she could have a better chance in the music business. Taylor's early love of music and dedication helped her to become the star that she is today. One thing that I want you to really notice about this paragraph is this is the topic sentence, this first sentence right here that says, and it won't let me highlight for some reason. No, there it goes. Taylor Allison Swift began to show an interest in music at an early age. So that sentence is the topic. It tells what everything else is going to be about. So this whole paragraph has to be about her learning to love music. And you'll notice that they show you that when she was 10, she sang the national anthem. When she was 11, she did this, that, or the other. When she was 12, and then it talked about her traveling, and it goes on to show you that this is all about her loving music when she was young. So like I was saying, when we learned main idea is what everything else should be about, right? So you've got your main idea, and then you've got all of these other sentences that support that main idea. Remember, we talked about how main idea is like a table, and the details are like the legs. So I want you to remember that analogy as you go through that process. Her big idea number 2, let's see. It talks about how since moving to Nashville at the age of 13, Taylor Swift has become a huge success in the music industry. So what is this going to be about? Yes, it's going to be about her becoming a huge success. So all of these sentences after the topic sentence are going to be about her success. So it says she signed a record deal with Sony in 2004, and since then she's released 6 albums. She has won numerous awards, including a Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 2010 and 2016. She received the American Music Award for Artist of the Year in 2009, 2011, 2013, and 2018. So do you notice that this whole paragraph here is all about her success? Because that's the topic sentence, and then these are all the details that support. So it kind of goes on to just saying that she, she was the youngest winner of the CMA Entertainer Award. And in addition to her accomplishments, she's branched into an acting career and been in movies like Valentine's Day and The Lorax. And then it says she continues to excel in the music industry as well as the entertainment industry. So last, for her big idea number 3, this is the topic sentence. So it says, furthermore, Taylor Swift does not let her stardom go to waste, since she consistently gives back to the community and she encourages her fans to do the same. So this topic sentence tells you the main idea, that she gives back. So all of the ideas after that are going to show you that. In 2013, she gave $4 million to fund the Taylor Swift Education Center in Nashville, which includes classrooms and a learning lab for children. Moreover, she frequently is an advocate for voting. For example, during her acceptance speech at the 2018 American Music Awards, she stated, "This award and every single award given out tonight were voted on by the people. And you know what else is voted on by the people? It is the midterm elections on November 6th. Get out and vote. I love you guys." And then it goes on to say that she uses social media to encourage her fans to help their communities and get involved. Taylor Swift is using her platform to promote positive ideas throughout the world. So again, this whole thing tells about her giving it back to her community and also encouraging her fans to do the same. And then you'll notice there's a conclusion. And in the conclusion, you kind of just, wrap up all the ideas that you've talked about within your paper. So let's see if they did that here. It says, in conclusion, Taylor Swift has made a name for herself in not only the music industry, but across the entertainment industry. She began her career at a young age, and she's continued to succeed throughout her lifetime in the business. She uses her voice and money to help the community and encourage her fans. She's made a huge impact on the music world so far in her career, and she will continue to do so even in the future. So see how this kind of wraps everything up that we talked about. Talked about her starting her career, and that she's had that peak of success, and that she, gives back to her community. So that's what the conclusions job is. So again, I hope that this video is kind of a help to you throughout your process of working on your research paper. You can kind of refer back to it if you need to see an example. But again, all that's required for this first part is just brainstorming on this sheet or on notebook paper, choosing an idea, and then organizing your research, coming up with those 3 big ideas and telling me which, or I'm sorry, not which, but what is important about each of those ideas. So if you have any questions or you need anything, feel free to email me. But in the meantime, I love you. I hope that you have a great week. And I'll see you on Zoom on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Peace out, homies. See you later.